Ryan Roberts is passionate about helping athletes improve their football skills. His clients are young quarterbacks who want to get to the next level in their performance.
The first time I train a kid, I tell them, what are you doing out here? And they usually say, I'm here to get better. And I tell them, you're not out here to get better. You're here to be the best.
Ryan grew up in Texas and broke many passing records in high school. Those skills earned him a spot at Baylor University. The shoulder injury sidelined him. He became a backup quarterback for RG3. They are still friends today. When Ryan graduated, he wondered what he would do next.
I was a certified teacher and a coach, and at that time it was hard to get a job, teaching and coaching in the schools. And at that point, I was making $7 an hour at a YMCA with a master's degree, sweeping gym floors.
Ryan married Brittany, his high school sweetheart. As a couple, they tithed, and Brittany was doing well in her job as an RN. But Ryan felt like he wasn't doing a good job as a provider with his part-time jobs. That's when he remembered the conversation he had with his mom.
And she said, Ryan, have you ever thought about doing quarterback lessons? Parents would probably pay you to train their son.
At first, Ryan had only a few clients, but he wondered if there was a way to turn it into a full-time business. That's when he says he heard God challenge him to do something radical, to give away an entire weekend's worth of quarterback lessons so that he would have a chance to share the gospel with his clients. That decision would cost him almost $2,000.
It was a risk on my end, but honestly, my mindset wasn't there. It was, I'm doing this for God.
Ryan reports nearly every kid and even a couple of parents prayed to become Christians or recommitted their lives to Christ that weekend.
You can't put into words what that felt like for me. It was better than any touchdown I'd ever thrown.
Then something else happened that weekend that confirmed what God had spoken to him. As he finished with his last client of the day, his phone rang.
And I had a message from another dad saying that my business was about to explode.
The Keller Youth Association, where Ryan lives, had just sent out a mass email to 20,000 parents advertising Ryan's quarterback lessons, and they did it at no charge.
And I've been trying to get them to send out an email for over a year, and they wanted a lot of money to send out an email. And from that point on, my business really took off.
Ryan quit his part-time jobs and ran his training business full-time.
My lessons on Saturday, I'd be going straight from 8 in the morning until 8 at night. That next year, I believe I had my first summer camp with close to 70, 80 kids, and I'd never done that before.
And this year, he's even held one of his training camps at AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys.
I think anytime you give, you're doing it in obedience to God's word, and his promises that he's made. He says, give, it'll be given back to you.
Over the past 2 years, he has seen his income multiply to more than 10 times what it once was at the YMCA. He believes he has been blessed because of his obedience. He remembers the night he became a CBN partner.
When God speaks to me, it's not in an audible, verbal, voice. He comes and sits down on my couch. But in my heart, I knew that he was asking me to give. And that's why when God asks me to do something, that's why immediately I do it. I don't wait. If you want to take your faith to a whole new level and see God just show up in a real radical way like he has in my life, then I encourage you to give. Because I promise you that if you can trust God with your finances, you can trust him in any other area of your life.